used it as a hiding place when I got to the alley. Filth, trash, and garbage. And a half-empty can of paint. Okay, technically that's just garbage too. But it's so shiny and pretty. That must be the service entrance or something like that. Locked. The end is here. Have a nice...
This here's Bennett's apartment building.
Come on, let's cut through here.
No, let's go another way. Or do you want to stay to chum around with the bums?
I'm shocked. I'm terribly saddened to hear this. The doctor he was a very close friend, so all we can do for him now, and especially for Brian, is watch this.
Patient, Brian Basco, Session 25, October the 6th, 2008.
Good, Brian. Before continuing with your memories, would you like to go over what you've been explaining to me in your latest sessions?
Yes.
All right. Everything began during your vacation in Hawaii, correct?
Yes. Gina hired Otto, an old German pilot, to take us on a day trip to Mala Island. I think Otto had a heart attack. When we flew over a big lake, I threw Gina out the door with the only parachute on board. And then I tried to land the plane.
What happened when you attempted the crash landing on Mala Island?
Otto had vanished. I found a military camp by the lake. I asked the soldiers if they'd seen Gina, and I talked to their main officer, Colonel Kordsmeyer. He told me he hadn't seen her, but I could tell he was hiding something, so I decided to infiltrate the camp and search for her.
Tell me about how you infiltrated Kordsmeyer's camp.
I knew Kordsmeyer was waiting for a scientist to come visit. Thanks to O'Connor, a really dumb soldier, I was able to impersonate the scientist, but I couldn't find Gina. Still, I discovered clues that something weird was happening in the lake, and also that the only person who'd know what was going on was this guy named Professor Simon in Alaska.
Tell me about your trip to Alaska.
When I found Professor Simon's house somewhere in the middle of Alaska, he told me the unbelievable truth. At the bottom of the lake on Mala Island, there was a spacecraft from the planet Trantor. With the help of an alien accomplice, Kordsmeyer stole some energy stones from the Trantorians, and without them, these aliens would die for sure. He would only return them in exchange for a technologically advanced Trantorian weapon.
What was the relationship between Gina and the extraterrestrials?
When Gina fell into the lake, they rescued her and took her to their ship. She had gunshot wounds, probably inflicted at the orders of Kordsmeyer. They tried everything they could to heal her, but without the energy stones, Gina would soon die.
Did you get the extraterrestrials' energy stones back?
Getting the stones Kordsmeyer had stolen was impossible, but with some friends' help, I found another piece of Trentonite. It had been hidden for centuries in a pirate ship at the bottom of the Pacific. I got that stone and returned to Mala Island.
Okay, Brian. I guess this is about as far as we can go with our review of prior sessions. Let's delve into unknown territory at last. In the fantasies that your memory seems to recognize as reality, did you manage to deliver the energy stone to the Trantorians and save Gina's life?
It's all a bit confusing.
Just try, Brian. Did you get to the lake without being seen by the soldiers?
Yes, there was a turtle. I followed one of them in order to sneak onto the ship, but Kordsmeyer, Tarantula, and their troops were a few steps ahead of me. I took out one of the guards and put on his uniform, but then they saw me. To reach the heart of the spacecraft, I was going to have to do it the hard way. In the end, I made it to a sealed chamber. My sixth sense told me where I was supposed to place the Trentonite. And that's how I managed to get the Trentonite to Alpha, the leader of the Trantorian ship.
It's fascinating that your mind is able to believe all of these wild adventures, Brian. Let us continue. Did it take Alpha long to get his strength back?
Not long at all. In a matter of minutes, he went from being half dead to being completely healthy. Yeah, Alpha woke up the rest of the crew, and they attacked the soldiers and took Kordsmeyer prisoner, as well as Tarantula and the alien trader who'd stolen their energy stones.
So, the good little Martians had a field day with the bad old humanoids, right?
Yeah, Alpha woke up the rest of the crew, and they attacked the soldiers and took Kordsmeyer prisoner, as well as Tarantula and the alien trader who'd stolen their energy stones.
And then what? Don't tell me the Trantorians themselves took Kordsmeyer to the authorities.
No, they used a mind control device, so I'd do it for them. By activating it, I could take control of Kordsmeyer's body while I just sat there, motionless. And by controlling the Colonel, I could make him confess his crimes to his second-in-command, Lieutenant Colonel Jerome D. Chapman, who would no doubt arrest him. I had to do this fast, because after 1 hour, the person using the mind control device loses his powers and the device disintegrates.
By the way, how was Gina during all this?
Luckily, she was fine, but she was still unconscious. Alpha told me she would still take a while to wake up, and that afterwards she wouldn't remember a thing. But I didn't care. I finally got to see her again, alive and safe and sound.
In other words, the only gift they gave you was this device, which you say would stop working after 1 hour.
In addition to the device, they gave me a very special gift. However, they insisted I be careful. Trentonite is powerful, so I had to keep it from falling into the wrong hands.
They gave you the Trentonite, if I'm not mistaken.
In addition to the device, they gave me a very special gift. However, they insisted I be careful. Trentonite is powerful, so I had to keep it from falling into the wrong hands.
In other words, the Trantorians left you with this hot potato and took off. The nerve.
They said that Earth had become too hazardous for them, and that they would never return. They vanished in utter silence. Nobody saw them appear, and nobody saw them when they left.
Let's go over everything again. The Martians gave you the Trentonite and a device to control Kordsmeyer's brain with, and then they left. And what happened to all of you who were inside the ship?
Alpha told me the soldiers would be beamed back to the military camp, and that all of their memories about the spacecraft would be erased instantaneously. As for me, I appeared inside of Colonel Kordsmeyer's tent. I could still control everything he did. I could see myself holding on to the mind control device. Then I remembered what Alpha had said. I had 1 hour to make sure Kordsmeyer was put in jail before the device would disintegrate. Just 1 hour.
How am I going to do this? I've got to get Kordsmeyer and Tarantula arrested. But as soon as that happens, the Trentonite will probably get taken away. I'm not sure how I'll set things up, but within an hour, the Colonel and his mercenary will be behind bars, and my Trentonite will be in a place where nobody can find it but me. According to Alpha, she'll wake up more or less when the mind control device disintegrates. Inside is the gift Alpha gave me for helping the Trantorians. A piece of Trantonite, the only one left on Earth. I'll take it. Great. Now I just have to hide it somewhere. She's finally here. Right in front of me. I can't believe everything I had to go through to get her back. On his forehead, he's wearing, or rather, I'm wearing, the mind control device that allows me to control Kordsmeyer's body for 1 hour. Well, not that I care much, but it may be a good way to get rid of all the evidence that the Trantorians ever visited this pretty little island. Let's see now. First I pull the pin, then I put the grenade inside the capsule, I close the capsule, I walk outside, I throw the capsule towards the lake, and boom! If nobody sees me, cool. And if they do see me, well, I'm supposed to be the man in charge around here, aren't I? So go for it. Gentlemen, you have to be extremely careful when handling grenades. Never, I mean never, in any case, pull the pin before the right time. Oops, a grenade with a USB connection. What'll they come up with next? Okie doke. Let's see if I get lucky and find some explosive information. I hit the jackpot. The USB grenade contains information on lots of different fraudulent activities Kordsmeyer has taken part in. The money he embezzled from the military budgets, hiring Tarantula. There's enough in here to get him to rot in jail for a couple of consecutive life sentences. Let's see now.
What would you like, my colonel? I was about to go to bed and...
Number 1, nobody goes to bed here until I give the order. Number 2, who the hell am I talking to?
It's me, Leslie, your son. I mean, your secretary, my colonel.
Oh, yeah. All right, then.
Who would you like to speak with, my colonel?
Get Lieutenant Colonel Chapman on the horn.
As you wish.
Sir,
What would you do if I told you I'd betrayed my country?
my opinion has not wavered. I will be forced to arrest you, sir.
Refresh my memory. What is it we're doing on this island?
Sir, I don't understand. We're waiting for the scientists to get here so they can examine the meteorite with our protection. According to their speculations, it is the bottom of the lake.
Don't you budge from... I want to be able...
I shall...
I just wanted to check whether you were still at your station. Well, I guess as long as I don't get too far from the mind control device and I keep an eye on the entrance so nobody sneaks in, I shouldn't get into any trouble.
Marine Zachariah O'Connor at your orders. My colonel. My sir. My. Simplify, sir.
Oh, how nice.
I'm here, my sir. Colonel.
I would have never guessed.
Dang it, sir.
Unbelievable. And where is there?
There, sir, my colonel. Where their mission is.
Look, soldier, let's get things straight. What is that mission you were talking about?
Shoot, sir. You're the one who said... Give the mission to the dumbest and most unessential soldier in the regiment, sir. And that's me, sir. Marine Zachariah O'Connor. Semper Fi.
Do you even know what Semper Fide means?
Yes, sir. If you yell a lot, it means you're a Marine, sir. I yell it when I don't know what to say, my colonel. Semper Fi.
Semper Fide means ever loyal.
Why, shoot, sir. You just described me. I'm as loyal as a dog. Marine Zachariah O'Connor, always loyal.
What does the mission I asked you to perform consist of?
Recovering the box of Havana cigars for my colonel from the deepest part of the Hawaiian jungle. Sir, my colonel.
I would like a report on this cigar-related mission.
Sir, I'm an I can't write.
Then report to me orally.
Wait, is that where the suppositories go?
Oral means by speaking.
Sir, yes, sir. The helicopter performed the Havana cigar drop far away at the wrong coordinates on the island. Colonel, they were in the middle of the jungle, so I headed there. More scared than embarrassed, sir.
Why were you afraid to go into the jungle?
Monkeys, sir! Those sneaky monkeys that tried to steal my cap and threw coconuts at me.
Couldn't you defend yourself from the monkeys?
Yes, sir! I glued my cap to my scalp using the regulation glue, my colonel. The bad thing is that the monkeys didn't have your cigars, sir!
I'm taking away the glue you used to glue your cap onto your head.
That's the regulation survival glue, sir! It's all yours, sir!
I wasn't familiar with this brand, soldier. There are several boxes in the back. O'Connor is so oblivious that he's not even surprised by the fact that I, the colonel who ordered him to get the cigars back, haven't even put them in my tent yet. I don't smoke, but what the heck? "1982? That thing is older than I am. I know that sounds weird because of my current appearance, but try not to forget that I'm actually a debonair collegiate youth with handsome blue eyes. It's full of coconuts. Okay. They grow some fine coconuts around here. It's twice as big as the ones they sell at those upscale supermarkets in New York. Okay, I'll use the other knife for leverage too, just in case. While I was at it, I drank the coconut milk inside and ate the meat. It was amazingly tasty. Not the best hiding place in the world, but at least it'll be out of sight and has a protective shell. Right, if I do this, it'll be a lot harder to figure out that the Trantonite is inside. In any case, I still have to find a way to keep the soldiers from finding it when they come to arrest Kordsmeyer. Great idea. Soldier!
Yes, sir! Colonel! Sir!
I'm gonna give you a coconut. I know you have a lot of them already, but this one here's special.
Does it bite?
No! What you gotta do with it is hide the thing.
In the place where I put my suppositories.
No! Well, not necessarily. Put it wherever you want, but hide the thing. I don't want anyone to know you've got it.
I'll protect it with my life. That coconut is now worth more than my own head, my colonel.
Good. You only give it to someone who says this password to you. We all know the truth. Life consists of how we choose to distort it.
We all know the truth. Life consists of how we choose to distort it. Sir, password memorized. My colonel, sir.
Perfect. When all this is over and things calm down, either Gina or I could go find O'Connor, give him the password, and get the Trantonite back. Get Lieutenant Colonel Chapman on the horn.
As you wish.
Lieutenant Colonel Chapman, come to my tent immediately. I order you to arrest me, along with Tarantula, my accomplice, for the crimes of embezzlement, fraud, and abuse of power. Since I may eventually deny all this, let me mention that the documents which prove it that...
Keep still, soldier boy.
So long, soldier boy.
After hearing Brian Basco's deeply buried and confused memories, these are my conclusions regarding what really took place on Mala Island. The Army arrived to provide backup for a scientific operation, observing the falling of a small meteorite in the central lake on Mala Island. With the help of the mercenary, who Basco refers to as Tarantula, Colonel Kordsmeyer intended to steal the core of the meteorite, or in other words, the Trantonite, before the scientists arrived. When Brian Basco showed up, asking for Gina, who had fallen into the lake from an airplane, the colonel decided to get rid of him without providing any further explanation. With the Army refusing to help, Basco stole some diving equipment and the military uniform he mentioned. And he rescued Gina, who was lying unconscious in an underwater cave inhabited by sea turtles, which he referred to as the Trantorian spacecraft and its alien crew. He was exhausted and nearly frozen to death. This explains his paranoid inventions related with Alaska. He made it to the surface with Gina and got some help from the military in the end. And while they were waiting inside of a tent, Kordsmeyer came in to make sure they didn't know anything about his plans. That is the moment Tarantula chose to betray the colonel in order to steal the coveted meteorite core herself. She put a gun in Brian Basco's hand at a time when he didn't even have the strength to move. She held her hand over Brian Basco's, forcing him to press the trigger. And she shot Kordsmeyer. Going into shock clouded Basco's memory. And in the meantime, Tarantula escaped. Chapman detained Basco, committed suicide months later. I don't have a clue who Tarantula really is, but I trust that if we find her, life will become a lot easier for Brian Basco.
Allow me to explain the situation to you, Judge. You will write up a report declaring Brian Basco guilty, based on the evidence found by Dr. Bennett.
That evidence doesn't exist.
It does. The recordings from the hypnotherapy sessions, Chapman's email.
Both prove he's innocent.
They'll never know. Tonight, Gina Timmons will force open the door of this house and she'll destroy all the evidence.
You'll never get that report, even if you threaten to kill me.
You're already dead. After destroying the evidence, Gina will shoot you 5 times, point blank. After that, she'll take the gun, put it in her own mouth, and...
Have you no scruples? You planned it all out?
Not everything. My dilemma, dear Judge, is whether to order 2 coffins or 3. Start writing.
Man, a few years ago, that day I fell down dancing and dislocated my thumb, I would have never imagined I would actually be thankful for new flexibility in my thumb. Otherwise, I'd still be stuck in those handcuffs. And as for opening them with a tie pin, well, we all have a past, but getting back to the present. I can't escape or I run the risk that Tarantula will make Gabbo and Judge Whitley pay for it. So I guess all I can do is try to ask for help. But how? And from who? Looks like the same bum we saw when we got here. Assuming he's just asleep or drunk, I've clearly found someone to ask for help now. This isn't going to be easy, though, since he's at least 10 floors down. And if I yell, Tarantula will hear me before that bum does. Those things there look like containers of juice. Those cleaning products must be good because this home is spotless. Shirts and sweaters. There's a plastic bucket. If there were any sheets, I could tie them together and lower my body down to the street, but A, I don't intend to escape, and B, this is not a movie. It's brand new. I'll just take one. Citrus Splash Extreme Juice. How lame. It's empty. It's the entrance to one of those neat laundry chutes. Just what I imagined. This is where they throw their dirty laundry so their maids can wash it downstairs. I had to escape from a hotel room by jumping down one of those chutes once, because outside the door there was... oh, never mind. I slid down the chute for at least 50 feet, and I fell into a tank full of bags of dirty laundry. Didn't get a scratch or bruise, it was so soft. Okay, but while I'm at it, I have emptied every single one on the shelves to make sure the bucket was nice and full. Smells nice. Clean, unironed clothes. Let's see if there's anything useful in there. Pretty scarf. Iron it? I think not, but... call the cops. I think it's obvious what I'll be using it for. Okay, I'll do it. But first, I should wake up the bum, right? That sounds good. A juice bath will certainly wake that bum up. I'll let the scarf hang out of the window so he sees my message after the juice in the bucket spills on him and wakes him up.
Oh, I don't believe it. I'm going to have to tie you up now.
Nice slap across the face I took from that mastodon with the sign. I better watch out if I plan on climbing up there again. There are metal bars strewn about on the upper level. Really makes one feel safe and sound. There's something hanging from the hole. It's locked with a... what if there's an alarm hooked up? I'd rather not risk it. Okay. It's similar to the one stevedores use to lift stuff. Nice building. All that's left is an empty shell. Hey, one time I saw a catalog from the Japanese company that manufactures these contraptions. Turns out they're designed to withstand an entire building falling on top of them. The chain it's hanging from is attached to the arm of the crane. Rubble! Could perfection be any more beautiful than in a striking piece of rubble? Perhaps in a white twisty tie or, well, Gina. I've decided to take this one because the placement of the two bits of metal creates such a sublime equilibrium that the majesty of the chunk at the base is emphasized to utter perfection. Though in all truthfulness, the rest of it fully merits its description using the poetic term rubble as well. That's kind of an awkward place to put a hammer. I can hardly see it. It's not the latest model, but I'm sure it could be used for something. Darn, it's locked. Good idea. I'll stick it right next to the lock, in the space between the door and the driver's cab, to see if the lock busts off. Presto. Let's see how this works. Yes! I don't know if I'll be able to use it for anything, but at least I figured out why the sheet of iron was there. It was covering a ditch. I can't see very far down, but... Look! A briefcase! Wow! A blowtorch! That could come in handy. I don't really see the point, but why the heck not? Done. Script Planet Restaurant, staff only. I shouldn't, but it is a restaurant, and I am kinda hungry.
Hold your horse feathers. Somebody's knocking at the door.
But
No one. People are so rude these days. My deepest thanks for allowing me to enter your humble abode. Encyclopedias, life insurance. Do you believe in life everlasting? Is your furniture from IKEA? By the way, allow me to introduce myself. Jonah Johnson, unemployed actor and acting waiter. With whom do I have the pleasure?
Brian Basco.
My mistake. No pleasure at all. How can I help you, my friend?
The way you talk reminds me of someone.
It's my job. Comes with the territory. Since Script Planet is a movie-themed restaurant, we waiters are all undiscovered actors who wait on tables while imitating known actors. This week I've been assigned a role as a Marxist actor of the Grouchian subset. It's much easier than being myself, especially with all the available documentation.
Are you alone?
Are you coming on to me, sir? A little respect. I'm a youth. I'm a little lost lamb. And if you're on the lamb, you ought to leave me alone. Get out of here. The restaurant's closed and I'm by myself. I have to wait for the drunkard at table 23 to wake up before I can go home.
Who's the drunk guy at table 23?
One of our illustrious customers, a bigwig from the movie industry. He's gonna give me a nice role. That's why I've been buttering him up.
So, you're an actor.
Actually, I'm a waiter by vocation, but for the time being, I'm willing to do as a professional actor until I find something more up my alley.
I'd say you're a waiter right now.
Touché. Allow me to exit stage left and commit suicide. I'll be right back.
I'm famished.
Oh, that's easy to fix. Imagine a steaming bowl of urine about to overflow. Then toss fistfuls of the bowl's contents against the blades of a running fan, lick your fingers, and...
Gross. You've ruined my appetite.
See just how easy that was? Don't thank me for it. Jonah Johnson, here to help.
I'm gonna go keep begging and stuff.
Change your rug. It doesn't match the furniture.
The nasty stench wafting out of there is enough to spur the creation of a whole new race of mutant turtles. Hey, that might just work. There's something down there. Looks like an anti-gas helmet. Headgear with more or less the same purpose as a gas mask, but in the form of a helmet. Hey, you, Lumox, come out if you feel like it.
Lay off the insults, pal. I haven't dissed anyone here.
Haven't dissed anyone. You slapped me across the face harder than Bud Spencer.
And I shall repeat that gift for you, pal, if ever you try to prance into my office again without an appointment. By the way, do me a favor and call me by my nom de plume, Mr. Tom Finnegan, scriptwriter.
Scriptwriter? Have you written the script of any real movies?
Too many, pal. So many I don't have any ideas left in my head.
You're out of ideas? Hey, I have tons of them.
Oh, no. Here we go. Why is it everyone thinks we scriptwriters will be interested in other people's ideas?
'Cause you don't have any of your own?
Pal, your reasoning is flawless. Let your imagination flow, pal.
A dorky guy's driving along and hits a girl being chased by the Sandretti Mafia clan.
I don't know. That could be golden chicken material. Pal, please be so kind. Come into my office. A nerdy guy is driving along and hits a girl. A beautiful one, of course. I see it. I'm starting to imagine the scene.
Step, step, step. Help! The Sandretti Mafia clan is chasing me.
Step, 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 step. Hey, damn, she's getting away. What a pretty girl. I'll take her to the hospital. We'd have to change the name of the Mafia clan. I don't want those Sandretti brothers coming over to mess up my office, my wardrobe, or my smooth skin. One thing's clear. We've got a blockbuster on our hands. I just need to know how it ends. Anyway, why were you paying me this visit, pal?
I think I know how to continue the plot of the nerdy guy.
Let your imagination flow, pal.
The girl and the geek escape from the Mafia and they meet 3 drag queens who are lost in the desert.
That's been done a million times, but it might work. I see it. I'm starting to imagine the scene.
3 damsels?
Ooh, what a stud.
Hop in our bus, big boy.
Step, step, step. Come here, there's a great view.
Yes, this is a great view.
There could be a big audience for that. Then what?
The Sandrettis find them again. They run away and reach a village in the old Far West, inhabited by hippies, hackers, and
a Mexican fortune teller. I see it. I'm starting to imagine the scene.
Gee, what a swell town. I'll remember it as long as I live.
Wee wee woo. He's gonna see that crazy Indian fortune teller.
Come, I'll show you the real chicken ritual. That's all I need. With this material, I've got enough to write a masterpiece. It'll take me 3 or 4 months to finish up the plot, a few more to polish it, and 6 weeks to iron out the dialogue. Thanks for your help, pal. The golden chicken awaits us.
what's in those jars out there?
I won't go into details, but during troubled times, few products display their expiration dates openly.
Thanks for all your help.
Thank you for visiting, pal.
One is full of liquid, and the other's with some sort of olives that are extremely reminiscent of cockroaches. I'll open this one. Let the cucarachas rest in peace. Oh. Chloroform, or something worse. A half-second more and I'd be unconscious. Let's see if it works. Holy pterodactyl! What a humongous bird! It's rather dark inside. Looks like nobody's there. Good for me. Judging by its amazing height and the electrical storm brewing, I wouldn't be surprised if it were struck by lightning at any moment. Hey, judging by the height I'm at and the electrical storm brewing, I wouldn't be surprised if Bennett's recordings fell from the sky at any moment. Let's think about this for a second. Its left leg is loose at the top. If I unweld it at the bottom and I get it to fall towards Bennett's building, I'll have a slide. Okay, let's do this. Darn, it's short by a couple of feet. I'll lower the elevator just in case. I'll run to get enough momentum to go those last few feet. Good plan. It'll be the riskiest thing I've ever done, but something tells me I'm not gonna bite the dust tonight. I'm ready. As ready as I'll ever be.
Whoa! No, 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 no!
Gina! Don't worry, I got a blowtorch. I'll burn the ropes and... What's wrong?
This is for burning me.
Ow! But...
This one's for all you put me through. And this one? Come here.
How's the report coming along, Judge?
I need more time, if you want them to believe it.
Think about your daughter. Write faster. Wasabi, the girl.
Oh, you've disappointed me, my darling. Not so good with ropes, huh? False alarm, everything's cool.
I just arranged to meet with the buyer of the Transonite. Move it.
Right away, feel me.
Gotta find out what's going on. This is some major news. I gotta tell Brian. I hope he didn't get hurt. He's probably fine, but how can I really know for sure? I hate. It finally cooled off. Could Brian have dropped it? But what would he be doing with a funnel? You gotta admit, it's much more reliable than handcuffs. I'll take 2. They're empty, but they may be useful for something. Who knows? Yeah, I guess it should pierce through the plastic without a hitch. Ready. Not that I listened much in school, but a while back, Brian told me about this dumb thing I keep remembering ever since. It was some sort of contraption you made by connecting 2 yogurt containers with a wire. Something like this, though I haven't attached one of the juice containers yet because I don't know how long I need the string to be. That's it? You're really inspired today, girl.
Brian, can you hear me? Brian? Brian?
I finally got my memory back. Thanks to you, Gina.
Good, because I have something to tell you. Listen up. This is important. I followed Wasabi because Tarantula was telling him something about the Trantonite. And
The sale will take place here tonight. The Italians are sending their man. Name is Furio, with the 10 million bucks at 3 in the morning.
So that's what this is all about? All the deaths? Just for money?
For a lot of money. And let's not forget the pleasure of killing. Pay attention, Wasabi. We gotta be ready for another visit.
What visit's that?
Vasquez coming here tonight.
The dead bloke?
He's alive. He's
Oh.
incredibly tenacious. Half-Vet still at stand guard.
A mafia hotshot named Furio. Thanks, Gina. You just gave me a brilliant idea. Thanks, Gina. You may not understand how, but you just gave me an amazing plan.
I don't, huh? So why do you think I told you about it?
Okay, calm down. I'll take it from here. Tarantula is waiting for an Italian mafia kingpin to bring $10 million at 3 in the morning. If I hand over that same amount before the mafia kingpin gets here, while I'm dressed up as a mafia kingpin, I could set some sort of trap. But it can't be me who goes in. They're obviously expecting me. So here's the plan. 1. Find a volunteer to pretend he's the mafia kingpin. 2. Disguise him well enough so they fall for it. 3. Get $10 million. 4. Give my volunteer some sort of trap to take out Tarantula when he enters the penthouse. And all of that before 3 in the morning? Thank you very much. Doesn't seem too difficult. Probably leads inside the building. Probably leads inside the building. If I'm not... The only thing in here are stacks of leaflets. Not much of a loot. The Pink Iguana? Where have I heard of that place before? Nothing of interest in the card on the left. But on the right, there's a suit. Pants, jacket, shirt, tie, but it's really wrinkled. It's clean, but it looks like someone took a siesta on top of it. Great view from up there. You get a full panorama to a distance of at least 10 feet. Who could have left that out there? Hey, it's not a rag. It's a scarf with strange markings. Call the police. Yeah, sure. Just what I need to do right now. Wait, those doors can't be opened from the outside, and I may need to come back in later on. It's decided. I won't leave here until I can set up a system allowing me to open the doors from the outside. If my knowledge... Gina, everything okay?
Yes, Brian.
I saw an iron up there before, didn't I?
Yep.
Perfect. I'm going to tie a suit, shirt, and tie to the wire. You just pull it up, then lower it back down to me, all nice and ironed. Can you do that, honey? Hello? Gina? You there? Hey! No reason to be so rude. Hey, I didn't do such a bad job. The best part is that with this and the silver briefcase, I now have a complete Mafia Kingpin costume ready to go. One less thing to do. I've got it. The scarf is so thin that I can slip it under the door, and if I tie one end to the bar that opens the door, I can just tug on the other end from the outside, and presto! It's open sesame time. Perfect. I'm sure that'll work.
Speak your mind, good man. Cat got your tongue? No, no cats allowed in here. They litter.
Are you sure you're a good actor? Prove it.
I don't like that idea. There are probably better ways to waste my time.
Come on, just try.
I don't think that will come in handy. Hey, that might just work.
Hey, you're imitating me.
Great idea.
Great work.
Presto. I'll try again.
Hey, no need to continue. I'm convinced. You can stop imitating me now.
No reason to do that for the time being.
Okay, stop pretending to be me.
I wonder how that could be useful to me.
Because I just learned how to slam a good punch and my hands are feeling a bit itchy.
Sir, you've convinced me. Nothing like a sock and a kisser to promote dialogue.
You look pretty healthy considering the life you live.
A veritable disaster. I'm in such good shape that I spend entire days at the hospital. The doctors think it may be some strange disease.
Are you
The restaurant's closed.
Who's the...
One of our illustrious customers. A big...
I'm gonna go...
Than any... Oh, a hobo. Were you...
how do you think you'd do at playing an Italian mafia thug?
Oh, mamma mia, your papa is dead, and your grandpapa is dead. Your great-grandpapa is dead. Your great-great-grandpapa dead. Your great-great-great-grandpapa, he too, dead. All dead.
Perfect. Now listen up. I need you to play a starring role as Furio, the Italian mafia kingpin, and hand $10 million over to Tarantula, a psychopathic, ruthless mercenary.
A piece of cake. But the script. I am a method actor, you know. Without the script, I have no confidence. And without the confidence, I cannot act. And if I cannot act, the mercenary, she cut my little jewels of the familia off of my little body. And with my little jewels of the familia cut off, oh, mamma mia.
Okay, I'll get you a script then. We got a deal?
Someday I'll ask you for a favore. In the meantime, yes, get me the script.
Well, it seems getting my hands on a script will be easy. Hey, Tom.
What do you need?
I found the perfect buyer for the script about the nerdy guy.
But we hardly even sketched it out.
Our buyer wants me to write a scene for him that he thought of.
Shoot. Here we go again. Back with the old creative producers. What does the scene involve?
Furio, an Italian mafia thug, goes into Tarantula's lair 'cause she has a precious stone called Trantonite. In exchange for the stone, Furio will give her $10 million.
And the dramatic tension. Where's the dramatic tension?
The appointment was at 3 in the morning, but Furio arrived way early because he's kind of a nervous type.
So Tarantula wasn't comfortable with the whole affair, and Furio had to convince her he wasn't an imposter.
That would work.
Okay. How many golden chickens do you see on my desk?
1.
Good eye, pal. When you see 2, I'll write the scene for that producer. In the meantime, I'll stick to polishing the plot. I've got to narrate.
What is this silliness about the golden chicken?
It is not silliness. It is theft. You've seen 5,000 Ways to Say I Love You, right?
Of course. It won a golden chicken. It's a classic. And what a script.
Thank you very much, pal. Yours truly here authored it.
You wrote 5,000 Ways to Say I Love You? But they've made sequels and a series and... You should be filthy rich.
Yes. But someone stole my script and kept the chicken, the money, and the recognition.
Who stole your script for 5,000 Ways to Say I Love You?
I can't remember his name. A novice of a writer. A boozed-up clown who was always falling asleep after lunch, no matter what greasy spoon he was in. Thank you for visiting, pal.
That's the dining area in a restaurant. Looks empty. Oh wait, there's a guy asleep at one of the tables. I think. Come to think of it, I bet he's the guy who stole the golden chicken from Tom. Well, actually, it's not a window. It's just a thick glass panel that doesn't open or close. No, don't want to wake up the guy getting his Z's. If the last thing I was told is true, it might be worth the risk. There's my chicken. It's shaped almost the same, and even though it weighs slightly more, it should do the trick. He almost woke up. The piece of rubble is nearly perfect for switching with the golden chicken. Too bad it doesn't weigh a tiny bit less. Just call me Brian Angelo. This should be called 5,000 Ways to Drive Brian Crazy. But the payback is always worthwhile in the end. If you insist. Beggars can't be choosy. Hey, that might just work. If I place one bill on top of each stack of leaflets in exactly the right way, it could pass for $10 million. Well, that's one less thing on my anti-tarantula plan to-do list. That's it. I think it's becoming clearer and clearer to me just what the tarantula trap could consist of. But I've got to put on the old thinking cap again. Done. I bet he isn't expecting this.
What do you need?
I need to tell you that I see 2 golden chickens on your desk.
Yeah, I see 'em. I'm looking at 'em. All right, have a seat while I write the Furio and Tarantula scene for our buyer. Mister, you've got your script here.
Go, look, take, speak with, use with. The eternal questions, huh? Thanks, Tom. I'll make good use of it. Perfect. Thanks to this, Jonah will help me out for sure. And the best part is that my anti-tarantula plan is getting closer and closer to being complete. Good plan. I'll spray the leaflets with the chloroform, and when Tarantula opens up the briefcase, she'll immediately faint.
Boys and girls, do not try this at home, especially on $10 million.
Cool. I realize now that I've got the costume, the $10 million, and basically everything for the perfect trap. All I have to do is get the anti-gas helmet to Gina and dress up my volunteer. Here we go. The time has come to put my plan into action. You look awesome, Jonah. I'm sure they'll fall for it.
Sir, perfection is my only defect.
No, Jonah. Remember, you're supposed to be Furio.
Mamma mia! I almost put my foot in the mouth of myself!
Well, don't worry about it. Come on, Jonah. You can do this. No performance is beyond your acting skill.
I can do it. It is possible. Impossible. I cannot.
Why cannot you?
I am scared, like a little chicken.
Scared?
The stage of fright. The most monstrous, hugest man I ever seen in front of the building door. Mekitico, man. It is a bull. It is a gargantuan bull of a Spanish matador. I don't move up from here until the bull goes arrivederci. Capisce?
All right, yeah. Capito. Guess I have no other choice. Let's go check out the bull of the Spanish matador. Jonah's right. That ox is huge, but it doesn't matter. I have to get him to shoo, or my plan goes awry. I don't think that's a good... Wait. I can provoke him into chasing me and get him away from the main entrance that way, but where do I run to? Beyond the shadow of a doubt, one of the most brilliant ideas I've come up with in years. Come on, let's get this over with. Hey, Fatso! You waiting for somebody? It's me, Brian. Brian Basco. The bull is beaten. Now I'll find Jonah.
You are sure? No more bull of the Spanish matador?
Of course not, Jonah.
Bene, it is arrived, the moment of my starring a role. I come to you, great seventh art. Furio is here!
I know exactly what you're thinking. That I'm going to send the hack actor into the fire while I just kick back and relax, right? Well, you've got it wrong.
Signorina Tarantula, where is the miraculous stone?
You're early.
Oh, mamma mia. My mother, she made the fettuccine all'arrabbiata that is like for licking the fingers, and she said, Furio, my sweet boy, don't come home late from killing the people or the pasta. It becomes like the sole of a wet shoe. What a lousy screenwriter has written this crappy dialogue. You're right, I'm early, and so what?
The cash.
Signorina Tarantula, it is a pleasure to do the business with you. Right to the point.
Bad hair day. Miss Palmer, nice dress.
I owe you my life, and especially my daughter's. Consider yourself a free man, Mr. Basco. Tomorrow I'll make it official. Now, there's a lot of work to be done. The police are on their way.
Is anyone going to come untie me?
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Signorina Tarantula, it is always a pleasure to do the business with you. Always to the point. I'll give you the Trentonight to the Sandretti brothers pronto. Enjoy the $10 million.
Are you impressed? We robbed the Sandrettis for the second time.
It could become our specialty, till they find out it's just volcanic rock.
One thing. How'd you get in here?
It was easy. I started a telepathic conversation with Alpha, who disintegrated my body and sent my particles to a parallel dimension where Bennett was living on the ground floor. Then he reintegrated them, returning me to our dimension and...
This is not the Trentonight! Knock it down at the door! Ragazzi!
Run!
When I saw how much you hurt me, I bought the devil his soul. When he saw how much I love you, the devil sold me his soul. Now my dear, I can't do nothing but hate, and all my hate is for you. I bought the devil his soul. It all Satan sold me his soul.
Ho un cadavere nel bagagliaio, guido contento perché la vita mi sorride. Vado a fare un laborino che mi ha chiesto il mio zio Carlo, e quando torno...
Intolerable, unendurable, insufferable! This game is even worse than the previous one. It's got tons of pixel hunting and more bugs than that entomologist in Chapter 3. The plot's impossible to follow. The puzzles are all completely unbelievable. The dialogue couldn't be any duller. The drawings look like they were doodled by some cross-eyed artist, and the colors remind me of bubble gum. The characters have got too much texture. The visual effects look like kindergartners did them. The animations were just thrown together. And the music, it sounds like some synthesizer from the 80s. To sum it all up, I love it. They don't have me locked up in a loony bin for nothing, right?